No one saw this coming. For over a year, Heartland fans were left in the dark. No trailers, no updates, just silence. And when the news finally broke, it shook the entire fanbase. The long wait is finally over, but the truth behind the silence is what no one expected. A long, silent year when Heartland Season 18 ended. Fans expected a new season to follow as usual. They had seen this before: emotional endings, strong family ties, cliffhangers that made everyone eager for more. People assumed that within a few months, there would be news about Season 19. But as time passed, something felt different. Weeks turned into months. The usual timeline was gone. In the past, Heartland would give fans an update or behind-the-scenes post on social media. But this time, there was nothing. The official channels stayed quiet. Not a single word from CBC. Not even a hint from the actors. It was like the show had disappeared. At first, fans were patient. They thought maybe they're just taking longer this time. But as 2024 passed without a trailer, teaser, or press release, worry began to grow. Some fans went back to rewatch old seasons, hoping to find comfort while waiting. Others turned to online forums and fan pages, asking the same question over and over: what happened to Season 19? By the middle of 2024, people had started to panic. Rumors began to spread. Was Heartland cancelled? Was there a problem with filming? Had the cast moved on? Still, no answers came. Even interviews with longtime cast members like Amber Marshall or Sean Johnston were careful and quiet. They avoided mentioning a new season, and that made fans even more nervous. Some believed that the show had ended without saying goodbye. That Season 18 was secretly the last. Others thought maybe there were contract issues or problems with the writers, but no one really knew. The silence felt heavy, almost like grief. For many viewers, Heartland wasn't just a show, was part of their life, a warm place to return to. And now that place felt closed, with no way in. On social media, hashtags like #HeartlandForever and #WhereIsSeason19 began to trend. YouTube channels posted theory videos trying to guess what had happened. Even entertainment blogs started asking questions. But CBC gave no statement, and the cast remained quiet. Still, the fans held on. They kept hoping that one day soon, the show would return. They believed in the Heartland family: Emmy, Jack, Tim, Lou, and all the others. They believed that stories left unfinished would continue. But as 2024 ended and 2025 began, the silence remained until suddenly, everything changed. Asterisk, as the months dragged on with no word from Heartland's creators, fans began searching for answers on their own. They watched old interviews, scrolled through actors' social media posts, and even zoomed in on blurry behind-the-scenes photos, looking for any sign that Season 19 was being made. The silence from the network made people suspicious. And soon, rumors started to spread like wildfire. Some fans believed the show had quietly ended. The theory was that Season 18 was the final chapter, but CBC didn't want to break the hearts of millions by announcing it directly. Others pointed to interviews where cast members avoided direct answers when asked about the next season. Their quiet smiles, their careful words, people said it meant something was being hidden. More theories emerged. Some said there were serious delays in filming due to creative disagreements. A few believed the cast had moved on, especially after Amber Marshall, who plays Amy, started posting about different projects. Others thought the writers were struggling with the storyline, trying to find a way to move forward without Ty Borden. His absence was still painful for many viewers, and some believed that without him, the writers didn't know where to take Amy's character next. Then there were those who believed the delay was because the next season would be the last, that the creators were taking extra time to write a powerful goodbye. This theory spread fast and hit fans hard. People weren't ready to let go. Heartland was more than just a show, was part of their lives. It had helped people through grief, loneliness, and hard times. Losing it without warning felt personal. As these rumors grew, fans started watching each other. Any post by a cast member was immediately flooded with comments. Is Season 19 happening? Please tell us. It's not over. We need Heartland back. There were fake trailers made by desperate fans and misleading posts that claimed to have secret information. Some YouTube creators even staged videos saying Heartland cancelled, just to get clicks. The panic grew stronger every week. Even the news outlets noticed. Articles started to pop up online asking why there was no official word. Some headlines read, "Is Heartland finished?" Or "Why has season 19 disappeared?" And still no official response. Through it all, fans kept digging. A blurry photo of a horse trailer near the filming ranch led to a wave of hope. A random Instagram story by one of the crew showing Alberta's countryside made people think filming had secretly resumed. Every tiny detail was studied like a puzzle piece. People wanted to believe. They needed to believe. By the middle of 2025, emotions had reached a breaking point. Some fans had given up. Others were still holding on. But one thing was clear, the silence had done more than confuse people. It had scared them. And that fear turned into obsession. So when the truth finally came out, no one was ready. After more than a year of silence, something unexpected happened. In the early days of 2025, an update appeared quietly, without warning. It wasn't a grand trailer or a press conference. It was a simple post, shared by the official Heartland account. Season 19 is coming this November. Just a few words, but they sent shockwaves across the internet. Within minutes, fans were sharing the post everywhere. Screenshots spread across Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. News outlets quickly picked it up, reporting that the Heartland was officially returning. The timing was unexpected. Most fans had already assumed that the show wouldn't come back in 2025. After all, there had been no signs of production, no set photos, no leaks, nothing. The official confirmation felt surreal. For many, it was hard to believe. Some fans thought it might be fake or a mistake. But then CBC followed with their own announcement. It was real. Heartland Season 19 was not only alive, but it had a release window. November 2025. People reacted with a mix of joy and confusion. Why now? Why such a sudden reveal after so much silence? What had been going on behind the scenes? The cast, too, began breaking their silence. Amber Marshall posted a heartfelt message saying she was proud to return. Graham Wardle, though still absent from the show, liked a few posts about the return, sparking even more talk. Fan forums exploded with theories again. Some believed the delay had been intentional, to rebuild mystery and anticipation. Others thought the sudden reveal was damage control to stop the growing panic. Whatever the reason, one thing was certain: the surprise worked. Heartland was trending once again, and fans who had nearly given up now had a reason to celebrate. The announcement didn't include a trailer or cast list. It simply confirmed the release window. But even that was enough to light a fire in the fanbase. People began counting down the days to November. Video creators restarted their channels. Fan pages came back to life. And the energy returned like a wave. This moment, short, sudden, and powerful, changed everything. The heartbreak of silence was replaced by the thrill of waiting. After a year of rumors and fear, Heartland fans finally had the answer they had been begging for. The reaction to the announcement wasn't just excitement. It was shock. Real, deep, jaw-dropping shock. Not because fans didn't want season 19, but because they never expected it to arrive this late. Heartland had always followed a rhythm. For over a decade, fans had grown used to new seasons arriving once a year, usually around early fall. But now, suddenly, they were told to wait until November 2025. That meant a 2-year gap. Something that had never happened in the show's long history. People weren't just surprised, they were confused. Why such a long break? And if season 19 was really coming, why didn't anyone say anything sooner? The gap broke the trust that many fans had felt with the show. They felt left out, like they were waiting at a door that never opened. For many, the magic of Heartland lived in its tradition, its regular returns, its steady presence. Now that routine was broken, another shock was the timing of the announcement itself. No build-up, no trailer, no behind-the-scenes tease. Just a sudden message out of the blue. Some fans felt overwhelmed. Others wondered if the show had been hiding bigger changes. Would the story be the same? Would the characters still feel like family after this long silence? Would this season feel like Heartland or something new? On top of that, the cast had remained quiet for so long that fans started to fear the worst. Would everyone be returning? Would any major characters be missing? Questions started pouring in. People wanted to know if Amy, Jack, Lou, Tim, and the others would still be there, but the announcement gave no answers. Only a date. There was also a new kind of fear, spreading with season 19, the final season. That idea made the delay even more intense. What if they were taking extra time because this was going to be the end? That theory hit fans hard. If it was true, it meant they only had one more chance to say goodbye. One more season to spend with characters they had followed for almost 2 decades. Some fans welcomed the delay, hoping it meant better writing, stronger storylines, and more emotional depth. But many others still carried the shock with them. It wasn't just about waiting longer, it was about facing the unknown. Something had clearly changed in the world of Heartland, and nobody knew what it was yet. So even with the excitement rising, again, the shock remained. People were happy but also cautious. They celebrated the return, but deep inside, they couldn't shake the feeling that this season would be different. That something was coming. Something big. Asterisk with the return of Heartland, finally confirmed. Fans didn't waste time celebrating, they immediately began asking one big question. What's coming next? After such a long wait, the pressure on season 19 is higher than ever. Expectations aren't just high, they're sky high. And with almost no official teasers or trailers released yet, the mystery is only making fans more curious and more impatient. Many are focused on Amy Fleming's journey. Since Ty's tragic departure, Amy has walked a path full of strength, struggle, and healing. But will season 19 finally let her find peace? Or maybe even love again? That's the question fans have been asking quietly for 2 seasons now. Some want her to stay strong and independent, raising Lindy and honoring Ty's memory. Others believe she deserves a second chance at happiness. No one knows which way the writers will take her, but everyone's watching. Lindy, Amy's daughter, is also expected to have a bigger role this season. She's growing fast, and many believe she could become more involved with the horses and maybe even take center stage in a few episodes. A younger generation stepping forward could be a hint that the story is slowly shifting focus. Maybe even preparing for something new down the road. And what about Jack and Lisa, the heart and soul of Heartland Ranch? Fans worry that with Jack getting older, this season might hold tough choices for the family. Will he finally take a step back? Or is there still more wisdom, grit, and cowboy strength left in him? Nobody's ready to let go of Jack Bartlett. His story is too important, too powerful. Then there's Lou and Tim, both dealing with their own challenges. Lou might face more political drama as mayor, or perhaps a shift in her family life. Tim, with his usual chaos, might bring some surprises of his own. Fans are wondering whether Georgie will return too, especially now that she's grown and built a life of her own. If she shows up, there's potential for big emotional moments, especially with Peter and Lou involved. Speculation also surrounds new characters. Will season 19 introduce someone fresh, maybe a new ranch hand, a mysterious stranger, or a romantic interest for one of the main characters? With such a long break between seasons, it wouldn't be shocking if the writers used this chance to shift the tone slightly. Even bring in a few surprises to keep things fresh. What makes season 19 so special is the weight of its silence. With nothing revealed so far, fans are free to dream, fear, and hope. The mystery is both exciting and stressful. People want to know everything, but they're also afraid of being hurt. Especially after such an emotional history with the show, this upcoming season could be a return to familiar warmth, or the start of something new. Either way, it's clear that the writers are holding their cards close. And fans, they're ready to feel everything all over again. Asterisk, the 2-year silence wasn't just a pause. It felt like a message. And now that season 19 is confirmed, fans are looking back at the delay not just as something frustrating, but possibly something meaningful. A delay that long doesn't happen without a reason. And in the world of Heartland, where every episode is full of emotion and purpose, it's hard to believe this break was just a scheduling problem. One of the biggest theories is that the creators needed time to restructure the story. After 18 seasons, it's not easy to keep a show fresh, real, and connected. Maybe the writers took a step back to rethink the direction. Maybe they didn't want to just create more episodes. They wanted to create something that mattered. Something bigger. Maybe even something final. Another possibility is that something big changed behind the scenes. New directors, new writers, or even internal discussions about ending the series. Fans noticed how careful the cast was during interviews in 2024 and early 2025. They avoided the topic of season 19. That silence wasn't just empty, it felt planned. It felt like they were protecting something important. There are also rumors that the delay was due to contract talks. Maybe key cast members weren't sure if they were ready to return. After all, playing the same role for over a decade takes a toll. Maybe Amber Marshall needed time to decide if Amy still had more story to tell. Maybe the showrunners needed time to convince the team to come back one last time. Some fans believe the break was because season 19 might be the last. If that's true, then the delay makes more sense. The writers could be taking extra care to give every character a meaningful goodbye. If this is the end of Heartland, it has to be done right. And that kind of ending takes more than a few months to write. Still, others think the delay might mean a rebirth, not an ending. A soft reboot, a chance to introduce younger characters like Lindy, Katie, or even new faces. Heartland might be changing its shape, slowly preparing for a future beyond the old cast while still respecting the legacy that came before. And then, there's the personal side of the delay. Sometimes, life outside the camera affects what happens. On screen, the actors have lives, families, goals. Maybe they needed time. Maybe the writers did too. Heartland has always been about real emotions and real growth. Maybe that same growth happened off screen, and now it's going to shape what we see next. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. The delay wasn't just time lost, it was time taken. And now that the clock is ticking toward November 2025, fans are asking one last question. Was the wait worth it? Now, all eyes are on one word. November. A month that used to mean falling leaves and warm sweaters now carries something far more powerful, the return of Heartland. It's no longer a mystery. It's no longer a rumor. It's happening. And for fans who have waited through silence, heartbreak, and doubt, this return feels personal. The countdown has begun, even though there's still no trailer, no teaser, no new photos. That quiet space between the announcement and the actual premiere is full of electricity. People are checking fan pages daily. Social media is alive again. YouTubers are ready to break down every tiny clue. Everyone is watching, waiting. For long-time viewers, this season isn't just another chapter, it might be the most important one yet. Whether it's the beginning of a new era or the end of a beautiful journey, November will bring answers. The kind that stay with you, the kind you remember. People want to see what's next for Amy, Lindy, Jack, Lou, and the rest of the family. But more than that, they want to feel something again. Heartland has always been about the heart, and after all this time, fans are ready to feel it stronger than ever. Speculation continues. Some believe a teaser will drop in late summer. Others think CBC will release cast interviews in early fall. Everyone is waiting for that first glimpse, the return to the ranch, the sound of horses, the music that brings it all home. When that trailer comes, it won't just be watched, it will be felt. There's also the community, thousands of fans across the world who have never met, but are connected through this story. They're already coming together again, talking, guessing, hoping, and when the premiere finally arrives, they'll be watching together, some alone in their rooms, others with family, but all with hearts full of expectation. November is more than a date on the calendar now. It's a promise that after everything, after the waiting, the silence, the rumors, Heartland still has something left to say. And maybe, just maybe, the story that started nearly 2 decades ago still has its most emotional moment waiting ahead. So, if you're a fan, mark the date. Clear your evenings. Rewatch your favorite episodes. Because the Heartland you've been missing is coming back. And this time, it might just change everything. After everything, after months of silence, endless rumors, rising panic, and sudden hope, Heartland season 19 is finally real. Fans who felt forgotten now feel seen again. A simple announcement changed everything. And though there are still many questions left unanswered, one thing is clear: the story isn't over. The ranch still stands, the family is still here, and the bond between the show and its fans has only grown stronger through the wait. This return means more than just new episodes. It's a reunion with the characters, with the memories, and with the emotions that Heartland has always delivered so gently and powerfully. Whether it brings closure or a new beginning, season 19 will be something unforgettable. For the fans who never gave up, it will feel like coming home after a long winter. So now, the journey begins again. Get ready for the emotions. Get ready for the surprises. And most of all, get ready to feel everything you've been missing. Because this November, Heartland returns, and it's bringing more than just a story. It's bringing a piece of your heart back with it. If you've followed this journey, if you love this show, and if you're excited to finally see what happens next, like this video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Nextdoor. We'll be right here with you every step of the way. bringing breakdowns, updates, and everything Heartland. As the big return gets closer, November 2025 is almost here. Are you ready for Heartland? Only on Nextdoor.